Sweet. Welcome. So, I'm super glad to be with you all on this Friday group sound meditation. So I like to have our gatherings kind of be fed and fueled by the many interactions that I have with people in our community during the week that leads up to us sitting in this shared virtual space together. And some of the topics that have been really coming online for people have been around this unitive idea around a fierce sense of urgency that this period of history has been filling us with. This fierce sense of urgency and this kind of feeling like we are both concerned, but we are also simultaneously inflamed, if you will, inflamed with a kind of longing that will never again allow us to exist in the lowlands of complacency. Have you been finding that? I have been certainly finding it in my own inner terrain of evaluating and reprioritizing and just really holding the big winnowing basket and shaking it all through in a way that's been very much defined by observation and equally defined by honesty. So what to do when we feel ourselves inflamed with this kind of fierce sense of urgency and a longing to never be complacent around the abundance that we have, the protection that we have, the unknowns that surround us, and on and on. For myself, that is an ultimate invitation for myself as a practitioner, and in this moment as a river guide, it's an ultimate allurement to just to clean the fort. So when I talk about the fort, like we've got the physical body, which is your house, but then we've also got the field. I talk about this all the time, keeping this larger address of your field cleaned. So it's about cleaning it up so that we are as distortion free as possible, so that we can bring our incredible generosity to the world. So what I'd like to do today is to do the subug meditation. Certainly some of you have practiced this meditation with me at some point or another. It's many parts, much like yesterday's meditation is a meditation of many parts. I will call each and every one of those parts. I will demonstrate. Come here. Our other meditation friend has arrived. It's like clockwork. It's like she hears me talking to you. Mama's talking to the screen again. I better come say hello. I will call all the parts. I will demonstrate the parts, and I will do it with you. If at any point while I'm doing the demonstration, if I stop and navigate things, don't stop the modality, ideally, until I cue you to stop it. And this is a really effective meditation. It's one that I reach for on the regular and have for quite a long time, and find it to just really work. So without further ado, let's do the thing. Bear with me, I'm just going to turn on our music real quick. And you may want to do exactly what I'm doing right now. If you have on any large rings, particularly for this first iteration of our meditation, I like to take them off. So you're going to use the inner line of the index finger. You'll be joining them here. And then you'll be joining the blade edge of the hands here, okay? And it's all going to be happening right out in front of your heart center. So you're going to tap and tap and tap and tap, okay? And this is happening enduringly. So you want to tap it in a way that like you can feel energy moving, okay? So you're using the gesture to electrify your transformation. You'll be cultivating a sustained tip of the nose gaze, and then we do have a mantra. So mantra is so powerful and it's so medicinal, and I like to think of the utilization of mantra in any sort of meditation practice as being kind of an adaptogen. And it's adaptogenic in that it helps us to be more adaptable to stress and to change and to unknowns and to beauty and blessing and opportunity and grace, to both sides of the line, okay? And any herb, any plant, any medicine that is adaptogenic is a wonderful medicine in that it works gently and patiently over a long period of time on all of the systems. Okay, so it's not just working on one system. And so the Supog meditation is very adaptogenic, and then it becomes like really, really effective when we use this mantra. And we're going to use the Hara, Hara, Hara mantra. Okay, so this is like it's a seed sound for primordial creation, and you want to bring it up from your most primordial pit in your physical body, which is the ball of your belly, your hara. You pull the had out of the hara. Okay, so let me turn our music on, and then I'm going to demonstrate. Hara, 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 hara. Okay, so join with me, please. Hara, 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 hara. Looking at the tip of the nose. Hara, 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 Keep it going. Every time you sound the mantra, pull your abdominal wall softly back and up, back and up. So there's this circularity, there's a continuity, there's a fluidity of life moving to you and through you and back out into the world. Again, we do these meditative methodologies so that we can bring our generosity to the world, so that we can bring our radical compassion to the world. Let the mantra, let the movement, let the meditative mind state clean you up. Let it clean the fort so that what remains is your brilliance and your joy. Hara, 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 and let this be the last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. So this next expression within the meditation, I like to think of it as like windshield wipers for your electromagnetic field. So this is going to be happening enduringly. This is a great bit more vigorous than the last expression of the meditation. Use your core strength. Use the axis of your spine. Feel a growing, ever deepening, new kind of dignity moving through your spinal fluid. Okay? So every time the arms cross, you'll be saying the hara. Okay? So hara, 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 hara. Every time I sound the hara, I'm pulling my navel back and up, and I'm using the tip of my tongue to activate the membrane that is the roof of the mouth so that I can be opening up every part of the brain. So without further ado, let's move right into this part. Hara, 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 hara. Stay really soft, really relaxed. Even if your body starts to feel a lot of sensations, even if if your mind is breeding a lot of emotions, stay as soft as possible. Be as welcoming as possible. Welcome all those feelings and sensations as friends, as guides, as teachers, as signs along the way. Okay? Hara, 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 hara. Good, and then last one. Bring your hands to the top of your knees and relax there for a moment's time. Just feel yourself ascending to the summit of fulfilled awareness. Consciousness becoming a little bit more conscious of itself. Coming out of numbness, coming more and more into feeling, more and more into sensation, more and more sensitized. Therefore, a little bit more human, a little bit more awake. So yet another vigorous part of this meditation is the next piece, so have a look. I'm going to make a fist, thumbs will stay on the outsides, and then I'm going to bring the hands together but not touching, back behind the head. And then on the hara, I'm going to throw my fists out to the side, like so. Hara, hara, hara. I'm looking at the tip of the nose, and every time I sound the hara, my navel is going back and up. But it's not originating, this gesture isn't actually originating from your navel. Remember, it starts at the perineum, it starts at the pelvic floor, so get there first. Feel an engagement as if you're closing a funnel, okay? And then you're magnetizing all that energy up into the inside of your inside. Okay, so make fists, thumbs on the outside. Bring your hands back behind your head. Inhale wholeheartedly. Hara, 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 hara. Tip of the nose gaze. If for some reason the pace that I'm mapping out for us as a group feels too fast for you, you can absolutely slow it down. Always, always listen to the rhythm that is natively wanted inside of your anatomy and honor that. Hara, 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 hara. Keep it going. As you endure, consciously relax the back of the neck, the back sides of the neck, where the neck joins the top of the shoulders. Consciously relaxing those parts of your body. Give them permission to feel greater and greater and greater trust and surrender and flow. A few more, please, friends. Hara, 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 hara. Good, and then bring your hands down to the top of the knees. I love these activation meditations because for myself, I'm one of these people who gets very inspired by a lot of things. And I know a lot of you on this call today are much the same way. And so when we're these sort of radically inspired human beings, it's very easy to feel ourselves getting drawn out in a multiplicity of directions simultaneously. And what these activation meditations do for us is they deliver us very effectively to the quietude of our mind through the use of these sounds and these movements and these ways of using our breathing in a way that could be much faster than a sort of classical way of sitting on a cushion and simply trying to empty out the mind, which is also a very viable technology. But for myself, I feel like we don't have a lot of time necessarily all the time, and that as a river guide myself, I don't want to waste your time, right? So I want to give you techniques that are going to help you optimize the time that you have to be a meditator, to be an activator, to be a catalyst, to become a lighthouse, to be a consciousness collector, and then to take that generosity and give it to the world, to bring your generous inspiration to the world. So this is a little bit more subtle, a little bit more sophisticated, maybe even a little bit more sublime, this next iteration of the mantra and the movement. We're going to actually be backing it up so that we're in a whisper, okay? So it's going to sound like this. But look at my core body and look at my chest. Nothing has changed in terms of how I'm cultivating my naval skills and working with my breath management. That's all staying the same. So that's happening. But the mantra has gotten really quiet. So it's more internal. Your left hand is going to be closest to your body and your right hand will be out in front of the left hand. That will stay the same for the duration of this segment of the meditation, and the arms are going to go up and down. Okay, so they're in two separate tracks, and I'll demonstrate the whole thing put together. Like always, we're looking at the tip of the nose. So again, if it seems too fast, slow it down. Look at the tip of the nose. Don't forget, every time you sound the mantra, to pull your navel back and then to invite it up. Let's give this a try. Inhale wholeheartedly, left hand closer to the heart, right hand out in front of the left hand. Inhale, and then keep it going. Cups with the palms of the hands, and then the elbows are going to be tapping the sides of the ribs, okay? So I'm making outward circles with the arms, and then I'm tapping the side body, and every time I tap the side body with the elbows, I'll sound the mantra, okay? And I'll also be pulling the navel back and up every time I tap. Okay, so a lot of moving parts, a lot is happening, which means that there's really no room for thoughts. So that means that Okay, so it's going to sound and look like this. Okay, join me, please. Inhale wholeheartedly. Keep it going. Keep it going. Allow your awareness to spill open so that you can see the cleaning process that is afoot in your field. Eliminating, dissolving, dissipating any of the distortions, any of the densities. Use the sound of the mantra to dissolve density. Sound is one of the greatest, most effective ways of dissolving density. Couple more. And last one. Good. So, watch. You're going to bring your left hand. I'm not doing this on the opposite because I don't want to use the other hand. This is how this meditation is always practiced. You always use your left hand as the key. You're inserting the key into the keyhole of the brow, this space. This is an important space energetically. One of my great teachers, Alan, he oftentimes he'll talk about the need on the path as a practitioner to remove the cotton from the keyhole so that we can see through it, and have, a larger aperture of awareness. So you want to use the sound, use all the aspects of the meditation to clean up the keyhole of this gate. Okay, so use the index, middle, and ring finger and plug it in. The the pinky finger rather, is going to be extended and somewhat ignited like a little bolt of lightning in the finger, and then the thumb will be up. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then your right hand is going to be out in front of you. You're going to conjoin the index and middle finger and conjoin the ring finger and pinky finger, and then extend the thumb. So I know that genetically sometimes this thing is a little bit difficult for certain people. If that's not happening for your fingers, don't worry about it. Just open the hand like so and really feel an opening here. Okay, so we're going to work with the same mantra. Sitting up nice and straight, relax the shoulder blades down. Have your right elbow out on the same level as your right shoulder. Inhale wholeheartedly. Hara, 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 hara. Hara, 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 most remarkably, most simply. Exhaling. So for this last expression in our meditation this morning, you're going to bring your right hand on top of your left elbow and your left hand underneath your right elbow. You'll be pressing the right forearm into the left forearm down, and you'll be pressing the left forearm into the right forearm up, okay? So we've got this balancing out, this equilibrium, this incorruptible equipoise that's established through the medicine, the energetic medicine that is this resistance thing that's going on in your arms, okay? So have your thumbs extended toward the trunk of your body, like so. And you'll create the puckered circle shape with your lips. Still looking at the tip of the nose, and drink deeply of the breath and let it scatter. Let the inhalation, like a wind, scatter the seeds of hope inside of the terrain of your inner body. Exhalation will be out of the nostrils. So inhaling. Pausing after the inhale and pausing after the out breath. So your inhalation, which is like a refreshing spring wind blowing through the terrain of your inner body, it's also like a fluid that's getting poured through you and that's irrigating any of the hardened soils of your inner body, irrigating yourself, and for our world, and for the joy of living. The joy of living, the simple joy of radiant, pure beingness. As you sustain this circle breathing with the lips and tip of the nose gazing with the eyes, let yourself have a moment of gratefulness. Stay inside of the form, please. A moment of gratefulness for having a lifestyle that allows you to take time to take care of yourself in an evolutional way. A moment of gratefulness for the outer beauty of our landscape as the earth unveils her seasonal abundance. May we sit alert behind the windows of our minds and dial into an expanded aperture. Drinking deeply of the breath, seeing a new earth, seeing a new kindness, a new way, and a beginning. A beginning rather than an end. Last breath, friends. Let it all go. Take this closing moment to tune into whatever thought or emotion or sensation is most available within you right now. And bookmark it as being meaningful, as being a friend, as being a helpmate, as being a river guide. And use it as a muse as you are a technician for the day. Thank you so much for being here. I look so forward to our resiliency sessions next week. Don't forget to check the Integrative Practices website over the weekend. There's lots of new resources that are available for you and that will continue to be available to use from anywhere in the world on any kind of device. All you gotta do is press play, and then you can meditate. We can meditate together at any time. Thank you so much. Sat Nam. Namaste.